Well, this is the next kit I'd like to start. I bought two of these kits and they seem to be repackaged. I think everything is there, but you'll notice all the parts are off this groove. They've been sealed in bags. There's all the body parts, engine parts, and so on there. There's the actual car and the frame, tires, red tail lights, chrome tree, clear glass. I guess there's two chrome trees in the instructions. So I guess that just saves me the job of cutting the parts off and cleaning them up. It looks like that's already been done for me. So stay tuned. I'm going to work on this, and then pretty soon is also September 1st. We'll be working on the Tiger kit, the Corsair. So stay tuned for these builds coming up soon. With this Corvette kit, I have two kits. As you can see, they came out at different times. This one here came out in 1998, and the other one, the dates on the back here, came out 2012. This one's a little more yellowed and the plastic is, I'm not sure if it's molded in kind of a cream color or it's just yellowed a bit with age. The 2012 version is white. But an interesting difference in the instruction manual. It's similar, but the newer one, I'm not going to get the same page here, but as you can see here, for the colors, it just gives a number reference back to the chart at the front of the book. It's got the colors listed as alphabetical, and then you go back to the chart, and it also has a list at the front of the book of all the parts that are included with the kit. So here's the parts list here and the color callouts. But on this, the older version, you may be able to see here, you see it lists the colors right here. It lists the colors right on the instructions, what they should be painted. So that's a lot handier. Well, I've got all the engine parts put together and painted. I've got the two halves here with the heads on and the water pump on the front, painted with the Model Master Chev Red acrylic. Transmission's painted with tin, craft acrylic. The rest is done in black Stynylrez primer and tin acrylic craft paint. This is done with a brass, the carburetor, brass colored gold craft paint. So now I'm just going to start fitting things together. And on the intake manifold and the generator, I've just put a matte coat on it just to dull it down a little bit, take some of the chrome shininess off. I got the idea for this paperclip engine holder from one of Fred Henry's videos. I got all the suspension parts on the chassis, front and rear, all glued in place as best as possible, or held with tape and poster putty to mark the glue holes there. And this will all be painted in black primer to get started, and then detail painted later. Well, I've got the inner fenders primed in Stynylrez black primer, and I've done all the other suspension components in black primer, and then dry brushed some gunmetal over some of the metal parts there just to give it some highlights. I've got the rear shocks, of course, in yellow, the exhaust extensions in gunmetal, and the drive shaft in gunmetal, and just black primer with a satin clear for the radiator hoses. I've got the steering wheel just in black primer with a silver base and rim, and then rings, and then I'm going to do the steering wheel itself in brown. I've got the chassis undercarriage in black primer, and just with a toothpick just put some silver on the bolts and that. I've got the tires together. I did a black wash using the stock rims. It's kind of a feature that I do, a trademark of mine, I guess you call it. I just do a rust color on the backs of the wheels to simulate the rusting brake drums, and I've got the firewall put together and painted. The gunmetal on the brakes, I guess, here, and then this power steering is the brass and a little bit of highlight. I'm going to do a gloss black on some of it and try and pick out a few more details. Right now I got the engine is done, and the interior and the tub and seats and that is waiting to be primed and painted. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. One more thing I almost forgot is the windshield washer bottle here. I've got it painted, and the front shocks were chrome. I just had to glue the two halves together and then black washed in between the springs there on the coilovers. So that's done as well.
Playing with your toys again, Steve?
They're not toys.
Okay.